Welcome back to AM Sports Cover 4. And today, Jason, we are covering your Miami Hurricanes. Now, the Canes are coming off of a regular season of 7-5. And there were a couple of losses there that were somewhat embarrassing. Now, when I think about the Georgia Tech loss, I believe that loss was 23-20. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, when you talk about this. But they lost there, and I saw it as a bit of a coaching issue there. I know a lot of people said that it wasn't a fumble, but the point was that the player should have never been in that position to begin with. So that's coaching. And then a loss at the end of the year to Rutgers in a bowl game. Rutgers is not a good team. Miami has continued to not live up to the expectations, or at least the talent that is on the field. However, I believe that that's going to change in 2024. And the reason why I think that's going to change is because, number one, as we mentioned in another video, talent acquisition. Miami has been the best in the ACC over the last 2 years in terms of talent acquisition, particularly in the trenches, where they have done a really, really, really good job. And when you think about that defensive line, you're going to have another year of seasoning on some of those guys. And that defensive line, like Ruben Bain and gentlemen of that ilk, are going to have one more year where they're going to be even better. And then when you think about the transfer portal, you guys were able to bring in Cam Ward, which I said right from the beginning, and I know you recall this, that I believe, I have a gut feeling Miami is going to get Cam Ward. So Miami is positioned very well in 2024. And before I hand it to you, Jay, I just want to look at their schedule real quick. Let me see if I can pull that up. So let's see. Miami Hurricanes schedule. So you're starting off with the Gators on the 31st. I don't know what this Miami football. So this is weird. And then you go to the Florida A&M Rattlers, which is also my alma mater. Then Ball State, South Florida, Virginia Tech, California, so Cal, Louisville, Florida State, the Duke Blue Devils, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Wake Forest, and then the Syracuse Orange. Jay, I got to be honest with you, and you're probably going to see this differently, but this schedule is very beneficial to Miami. I think the schedule is somewhat weak when you really think about it. I mean, Florida A&M, Ball State, South Florida, all weak teams. Virginia Tech, we'll see what they look like this year, but I don't believe that they're going to be very good. We'll see what Cal looks like. I think Louisville is definitely going to be a challenge. They've retooled to some extent in the transfer portal this year. Florida State will be a challenge, but I do favor you guys in that game. We just don't know what Florida State is going to look like right now. Duke lost their didn't Duke lose their quarterback to Notre Dame?
Yeah.
So I don't.
Notre Dame. They got Manny Diaz as their head coach now too.
Yeah. So they're going to have some continuity issues there. Don't project them to beat you guys. Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, no. Syracuse, no. So I honestly, I could see you guys easily going. I can see you guys going. I'm just going to throw a hokey loss in there. Your floor to me is 10-2. I could even see you guys going 11-1. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah. Everyone knows I rock with the Canes, and to your point about Florida A&M, I also went to Florida A&M. Seven of the highest hills in Tallahassee.
There you go.
The Rattlers was strapped. Mm-hmm. So I gotta give them love as well, because we have a homeboy say we don't give FAMU no love at all. But regarding my Canes, so yeah, last year was an interesting year. I always say whenever coaches come to a team, they need three to 4 years to get that. They put their thumbprint on it fully. As far as getting their recruits in and building their team up. I mean, when Mario got there, and you look at the trenches that we had, to your point earlier, that was weak. We had a weak trench. Our trenches on the offensive line and defensive line We had maybe one good player here, one tough player there, but overall, as a collective group, they weren't strong. He's retooled that with Ruben Bain, getting Armando Blunt in there, having LT from the prior regime that was there, but helping LT get even better and pulling guys in um, from the transfer portal like Clark coming in and whatnot. So I mean, we're gonna definitely be different this year. Having a quarterback like Cam Ward is gonna be key for us. See how he comes behind a line that actually can block. Because our offensive line last year was one of the best, probably top 5, top 10 offensive lines in college football, just the way they played together. From that standpoint, we had a quarterback though that kept throwing to the other team.
Did y'all lose
That was
any?
a
Did y'all lose anything on the offensive line? I thought y'all lost a center that was from UCF. Did y'all lose him?
So we lost 2 people on the offensive line. So one of them, both of them went pro. Matt Lee was the center from UCF. We replaced him with a transfer from Wisconsin, who
Okay.
was I want to say he was a Big Ten All American or something like that. I forget his name. Carpenter, I believe his name. And we lost our left guard in Jovan. So those two losses, but I feel comfortable by getting the transfer and with the Wisconsin transfer at center. We have 2 good guys come in at tackle, not tackle, but guard. That we try to replace them, and we'll see how they work in because there's still some shuffling. We may be moving our left tackle to guard, so I'm not sure how it's going to be. But we have 3 guys coming. That's coming back. The right side is pretty much set, so we're pretty good on that. The offensive line, we got Mark Fletcher. He's coming off an injury, so he won't participate in spring ball. He got hurt in the bowl game, like the first or second play, unfortunately. His lower leg injury. They didn't say what it was, but the thing that worries me about my Canes, although the schedule is favorable for us, is the back end of our defense. We lost both our safeties, Cam Kitchens and James Williams. We had James Williams kind of coming in playing more like a hybrid. He's had him coming close to the line, so he's playing more like a linebacker a little bit, but he was 6'5". He covered a lot of ground, and Cam Kitchen was All-American. So that's going to be hard to losing those 2 guys there. But we did pick up the safety that started with the Washington Huskies and that's played for Washington last year, started in Powell. He was a damn good safety for them. We also picked up the safety from Vanderbilt and Savion Riley. So we do have some veteran leadership in those 2, but it's all about continuity. Our linebacking core is coming back the same. Corner-wise, I've always struggled with our corners because we haven't had standout corners. We haven't had true standout corners fully. Our best corner right now is Darryl Porter, who played really, really well last year until he got hurt. The young Brown kid, he was a freshman last year. He's coming into age, so we're going to see there's still talent there, but they're unproven. I think an X factor for us on defense will be Patterson that's coming in as a straight up true freshman. The kid can ball. I think he's going to fight for playing time. But overall, I think this team here, this is the year that Mario shows what he can do as far as his recruits. The guys he's recruited, they're going to show what they can do on the field. Now, to your point about Mario as coaching, we know Mario has had issues with time management. We know this. Now, against the Georgia Tech, although it's arguable whether they could have taken a knee and run the clock out, there would have been a little bit of time left. It wasn't a fumble either way. But we still had opportunities on defense to stop it, and we did not. So that's a failure on us as a team and as a coaching staff. Now, looking at our schedule, it's definitely a winnable season. FSU, just because it's a rivalry, is always going to be tough. Louisville, depending on how I got to check to see what all they brought back because they did really well last year. And just going to California, just that going all the way over there. And like you said, the Hokies are always a rival, so we'll see about that. But we definitely can win we should win no less than 9 to 10 games. Definitely 10 games I'm seeing on here, if not more, because the schedule is definitely favorable. That first game against the Gators in Gainesville, we're going to see how we look. And then we have FAMU, and then we got Ball State. So we have some time to really get some things going and get things really going against some competition before we really get to having to play the Virginia Tech, the Cal game, and then we even got a bye week before Louisville and then you guys. So I think we have a favorable schedule for sure. It's not a tough schedule. I'm not going to put that out there because it's not.
You guys tell us what you think about the Miami Hurricanes. We both got them going bare minimum 10-2. I think they should go 11-1. And I hope that one is against Florida State. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section. I got Miami more than likely will be in the college football playoffs with a favorable record and favorable schedule and the level of talent that they got. So we'll see what ends up happening. Remember, guys, the college football playoffs expands to 12 theoretically this year. That's the reason why I have them in the college football playoffs. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is AM Sports Cover 4, and we are out.